And we are back with a webcam that is still really dark. Seriously, I have to figure out what the hell is going on with this thing. See, I keep trying to set the camera itself on its... I keep trying to set the camera myself, but it seems like it always resets itself, so I might be better off just setting it to auto on OBS Studio. Or OBS slobs, whatever the hell you want to call this thing. Yeah, in any case, they're rare. Whatever. So, welcome back. Again. That right there we were listening to was a song, well, it was the song Dwelling of Doom from Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, and it was the cover done by one Mr. Daniel Tidwell, who, well, I've played a lot of his music prior to my streams. But, that's not the Castlevania game we're going to be playing right now. To be honest, I don't know if I'm ever going to play Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, because that is probably the most convoluted and confusing games in the series, which is saying something, and I really don't know if I have the patience for it. No, what we're going to be playing today instead, or tonight I suppose I should say now, is, just let me get this, there, this one, Castlevania Circle of the Moon, which is a game that came out for the Game Boy Advance back in 2001. As a matter of fact, it was a launch title for the Game Boy Advance. I had completely forgotten about that. Hello, Rolls. Welcome back to the stream. But yeah, Castlevania Circle of the Moon, Game Boy Advance, 2001. Launch title for the platform. Game Boy Advance is actually, I would say, one of my favorite systems ever. Largely because it was basically a little portable version of what I would consider my favorite system, the Super Nintendo. There were a lot of great Super Nintendo ports to the Game Boy Advance, and this right here, while not a port, was a really good continuation of the Metroidvania-style gameplay that was, you know, basically started in Symphony of the Night, and this was a continuation thereof. Now, I don't remember a hell of a lot about this game, because it's been so long since I played it. So I know Castlevania games are well known for having all kinds of secrets and stuff. I don't know how many of those I'm going to run across. My main goal is to just play through the game and try to finish it. But yeah, because I always comment on the cover art of these games, honestly, cover art for Circle of the Moon isn't bad, you know? I mean, we have sort of serious, angry anime man here, and other than that, it basically gives you all the bare bones necessities of what you think you're going to be getting in a Castlevania game. There's the castle, there's the Vania, the general aura of Vania, and we got bats. So, you know, you're good. So yeah, there's that. A little bit of background information first, of course. I've already told you, year came out, launch title, all that jazz. But the interesting thing about this game is that while it was very well received for the most part, like it overall got a really good score and people loved it, and stuff like that. One of the main complaints people had about it were, of course, that it was really dark. It was really dark. Not, well, I mean, you know, obviously it was a dark setting because we're talking about vampires and monsters and stuff, but you could hardly see what you were doing. Now, a lot of that was blamed on the fact that this was one of the initial games that came out on the Game Boy Advance, and originally the Game Boy Advance, well, I mean, even the original Game Boy and the Game Boy Color had this issue, but where they had such smaller color palettes, it was like, you didn't notice it so much. There was no backlighting. So the original Game Boy Advance, as it was released, it sucked in terms of lighting. So they figure it wasn't a problem with the programming of the game, it was just, they didn't really know how to use the system very well. Yeah, Rolls, exactly. You got your castles, you got your Vanias, what else do you need to know? There's some vampire bats. There's a whip. Maybe you start chugging holy water or something. It's like you're good. You know, you're telling monsters they don't belong in this world. You know, and how a man is a miserable little pile of secrets. It's all fine. But yeah, one person who was actually rather critical of this game, believe it or not, was Koji Igarashi. The guy who was most synonymously attached to the Castlevania series, because he's the guy who more or less did all of the modern ones. Except this one, he didn't have anything to do with Circle of the Moon. And maybe that's part of the reason why he didn't like it so much. But there were a number of flaws that he noticed in it, which he ended up fixing himself when him and his team did Harmony of Dissonance, which was the game that came out on the Game Boy Advance after this. Specifically, it says here he had issues with the control scheme and the dark appearance of the graphics on the Game Boy Advance, which of course was kind of a hard thing to judge at the time because it was such a new system, I would say. The other funny thing is, as convoluted and weird as the timeline in Castlevania is, this one here, the very year after it came out, it was removed from the series timeline, which a lot of fans didn't think were that great. Igarashi actually came out and said himself that it wasn't due to the fact that he wasn't involved with the game, but the development team for that game, this game, said that they wanted it to be a standalone title. So he didn't have anything to do with that, despite the fact he didn't, you know, this game was not his baby, like many others were. So yeah. Oh, what's that? Looking at your original Game Boy right now, you used to have one of the magnifying add-ons with the flashlight, which helped. Oh yeah. Oh god, I posted a picture of it to Twitter a while ago. Oh Christ, I can't remember what it was called. It was a Game Boy add-on. It basically turned it into the world's weirdest looking transformer. I'm not gonna pull up a picture of it because I can't remember where that was. I'm just gonna see if I can find the name of it. It was a beast of a thing. I gave it like an analog stick and like fold out speakers and a big magnifying glass. Right here it's called it's a handy boy is what they call it, which is it's a curious thing to call it, but you know. But yeah, I turned the control pad into an analog stick somehow. Although I see there's a smaller one here too that was just like it was made by Newbie, a Newbie Game Light. That was another thing too. Oh, that old brick. It had a lot of weird additions. Well, that's like there was another one. Yeah, sure, you can post away. Whatever that picture may be. Just for my own clarification on what it is you're talking about. I will allow it. But yeah, there was something similar too for the original Game Boy Advance. I recall that we had one. And what it was is it was basically like a reading light. It was pretty much like the reading light that you would have at the end of a book or something, except you plugged it into one of the ports on the top of the Game Boy Advance. But no, when they came out with the Game Boy S, oh yeah, that thing, the Light Boy. I feel like there were all kinds of aftermarket add-ons for the Game Boy that were just these weird amalgamations of stuff that you would put on it. Not as bad as the Sega Genesis. I think the Sega Genesis had something they called the Tower of Power, which if you had every add-on attached to the Genesis, it basically went up to about 5 feet high. But yeah. Yeah, now I remember the Light Boy too. But anyway, like I said, there was like this weird little booklight thing that you were able to put on the end of your Game Boy Advance and put on top of it. But yeah, the Game Boy Advance SP was one of the best things ever made, in my opinion, because it was a wee little square. That's all it was, that folded out almost like a flip phone. And you could carry that thing anywhere. Like, as long as you had a tiny little pocket to put it in, you'd have basically a miniature Super Nintendo with you wherever you went. It was the greatest thing ever, in my opinion. Something a coworker had to do to power up his laptop during a presentation. Oh god, what'll he do? Is just like a stack of power blocks or something? I don't know. Anyway, let's see if I can actually get this going so we can get started. And here we go. Is it going to work? Okay, there it goes. It took a minute for it to pop into existence, but we're fine. So what, he had to like daisy chain adapters together to get it to work? Nice. Creepy door. I forgot that they have these two different modes you can do too, crossbow and dagger. Like shooter mode and thief mode. I can't remember exactly what it is that they do. Like, you just have to put in that as your name and then you activate that mode, but I'm just going to play this au naturel right now. Meaning I'm just going to call myself Cap, because that's who I am, and that's what we're going to stick with. Creative I am not. Cap Junior. No. Why is there a junior button there? Why is that? Maybe you can just call yourself Dracula Jr., I don't know. Green! It is 1830, at an old Austrian castle. From the worshippers of chaos, rise the plea for the return of the Lord of Darkness. I love the silhouette of the castle in Castlevania. You look at that thing and you know immediately what you're looking at. Camilla. We crave the presence of the embodiment of suffering. Suffer. The ruler of darkness. I have waited for this moment to be awake again. I just like to stop and point out that he doesn't look so much like it here, but I don't know, I always made actually maybe he looks more like it here than he did in Symphony of the Night, but ever since they redesigned Dracula to look more like he does in all the current games, I always thought to myself that he looked an awful lot like, ironically enough, considering the shirt I'm wearing, Rob Zombie. So I don't know, it just seemed like an interesting choice to me. I have waited for this moment to be awake again, to bask in the darkness and feel the moonlight within. Count Dracula, I am honored to be in your presence. Indeed, though I lack my full power. We are preparing the rite to replenish your power. Stop! You have violated the law! More spawn. You cannot be allowed to taint the world. You, I remember. You were one of the vampire killers that sealed me. You've aged horribly. It is our duty to see you banished. Amusing. To use my nemesis's life to return my power. I have no use for children. Begone! You, Nathan! Master! Father! Huge bald one. I mean, wait. Hey, you don't look that big. And now they're both dead because I should have killed them. No creatures around here. You, are you okay? Yeah. We were just brushed aside and ignored. We have to find Master. I'll go. He's my father. Nathan, you'll be in the way. Just get out of here. I mean, I want to find Master as much as anybody. There's no need to be a dick about it. Look how high he jumps! It's like fucking Spring Heel Jack! Ooh. Excuse me while I leap like 20 feet in the air. Skeleton! Skeleton Bomber, the Mad Bomber. Oh yeah, Nathan doesn't really have the multi-directional thing that Simon does, which is so freaky. But he can do this! He can spin it real good. He can daze and confuse his enemies. You receive Salamander card. Attribute and action cards will create a specific effect. These can be set at the menu screen. DSS option. Yeah, that right there is like the main gimmick of this game. Which is something that Igarashi didn't really feel like was fitting for a Castlevania game, but I think he used something similar to it in a later game, so, you know, there's that. Problem is, of course, I need 2 cards for it to do something. For it to do the thing. I'm pretty sure there's an experience system in this game, too. Yeah, so you level up just as in Symphony of the Night. Same deal. I want it. Oh yeah, you can't even slide yet. That's a thing you need to learn. I think there's a sprint option, too, at some point. Funny, you'd think I'd be able to go through that hole, but apparently not. Beep. No skeleton left alive. Need the precious experience points. I will take my sweet time. Oh yeah, I love this song. Every time I think of this game, this is what I think of. You know, this song and Fiery Death. Although largely because this is sort of like a song that's used in Super Castlevania, so that helps. Which is, to me, the best Castlevania game. Oh boy, treasure! Oh boy, box that I cannot push. I'm weak, girly man. Weak Nathan man. Gonna burn. Bombed by a skeleton. Gonna die now. Gonna burn. Poison worm. Here I was talking about the spinning whip maneuver and I completely forgot how to use it. Ouch. Oh boy! I can chuck knives at people now. The poison is the cure. What's over here? Ouch! Curses. My ridiculous, ludicrous jumping power is not enough. Ah, nuts. Well, I guess I'm just gonna die now. Alternatively, I suppose I can heal myself. And look, I get another in return. Perfect. Ooh, that reminds me, I don't know when specifically it's coming out, but apparently Netflix's Castlevania show is getting a 3rd season, which I was shocked. Because I thought it would have ended after the 2nd. Considering that was basically the end of the Dracula's Curse storyline. But that kind of makes me wonder what it is they're going to go with next. Like, are they going to adapt Castlevania? / Super Castlevania 4, which is basically Simon's first run into the castle, because I would fucking love that. Alternatively, they can adapt or partially adapt the PS2 Curse of Darkness game, seeing as how both Hector and Isaac from that game are in the show, so. And that canonically takes place immediately after Curse of Darkness, so. Wait. No, Curse of Darkness was... I feel like I said the same name twice there. I don't know. I'm kind of losing a little bit. Earth Demon. No, I think Curse of Darkness was the one with Hector. The one was Dracula's Curse was Castlevania 3. There we go. Now I got it. Aren't you a tough bastard? Ow! Who loves to kick me in the face, apparently. With your cloven hoof. Oh, I can slide. I didn't think I could do that yet. Excuse me while I throw a knife at the wall. There we go! Be gone, demon! I mean, alternatively, they can really jump ahead and just go right into Symphony of the Night, seeing as how that's Alucard's whole thing, and he's a major player, so... Dash boots received. Double tap forward to perform a dash move. Now I don't have to be wickedly slow. I did not mean to throw you, Mr. Dagger. That did not work. Let's see what's behind this door, shall we? Skulligans! Zombies! Audio glitches! You know, all that fun stuff. Ooh, magic glove. I didn't think it was going to be legitimately a magic glove, but there we are. Magical power lies within the gauntlet. It's a glove what makes you smarter. I mean, I could use my fancy new dash boots, but I feel like I'd run headlong into a zombie and then get my brains et. Seems like a poor idea, that. I'll sprain my little toesy to kick you in the face. Or ankle, I guess, in this case. Oh boy, shirt. Cotton clothes. I like how that kind of implies that, Nathan came in here in the buff. I think in the official, like the way the timeline officially goes now, this is set in an alternate timeline. But trying to follow the timeline of a game series like Castlevania is a good way to drive yourself mad, so I highly advise against it. I don't even know where the hell I'm going. Yeah, I'll throw a knife. That's a great idea. Ouch. No. Gotta be checking for breakable walls. You never know. Power up! I enjoy not dying. Level up! You bets are not worth my time. I shan't even look at you as I destroy you. What do we have down below? That guy. Spearman. TM. Bonehead. That seems awful mean. Such cruel words. To such an iconic monster. Oh, it's another one of you guys. I can deal. I'm doing a whole 5 points of hit point damage to you now. 5 extra points, I should say. Ow. Heart smacks increases. Gotta have a lot of heart and a lot of chutzpah. And I can do nothing about that. And so I ran so far away. Let's see. If I can go over to the left here, maybe. Kill that guy. Ah, cool. Ow! I mean, one of these days, you think one of these heroes would be like, you know what, let's go into Dracula's castle and let's steal everything. I mean, in Super Castlevania 4, someone comes across a whole suite of rooms that are just made of gold. But then again, I'm pretty sure that if you took any of Dracula's gold, you would be super cursed. Well, considering how many games have to deal with Dracula's curse, like the game called Dracula's Curse, and Curse of Darkness, and Simon's Quest, which also has to deal with him, yeah, no, I don't think it's worth it. Well, that's not much good. Yeah, 60's the max. Ow. Bad skull head. Oh look, save room. This orb of holy light that's in this horrible demonic castle for some insane reason. Pretty sure I said this the last time I played a Castlevania game, but of course the last Castlevania game I played would have been Super Castlevania, but it seems like every time you go through the castle there's a chapel of some kind. And it seems awful odd that Dracula would have something like that in his house, you know? Like, for example, all the holy water that's kicking around in this place. Spurts! Ow. Ow. Because I had to take a few hits, otherwise I'd be here forever. Ouch. Yeah, no, I don't want to stay up there anyway. It is a silly place. You didn't expect an attack from below, did you, my friend? Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm stuck over here now, but why not? I've yet to investigate this area. I did not mean to chuck a knife at that man. Ouch. Now who's the bonehead? I just stood there and took that. Truly, the bonehead was I all along. Crap. Oh crap, there's a card up there. I need a Mercury card. So how do I use the cards? I completely forget. No, that's the map. That's the whip. That's jump. Like that. What did that do? Will it tell me? Oh, flame whip. I gotcha. Good to know. It's also good to know that my MP seems to replenish itself as I play, so... No items needed, though no doubt I can probably find some. And of course, the more max increases I find, the longer I can do that kind of thing. I'm real good at getting myself injured. Case in point. Okay, so that just led over here. No biggie. That whole area is just for me to get that boost increase, I guess. A boost increase, I believe both of those words mean the exact same thing. That are good language. Now I believe this is the save room, yeah? Yeah. Save often, save well. Yeah, let's go up again. Although I kind of feel like I should head back and explore the rooms I didn't explore over there, because I feel like I'm going too far too quickly. Well, that's... yeah, that's the hidden room. Have I been down here? Yes, I have. I already tried that, and there's nothing there. Okay, we're good. That's what I get for looking away at an inopportune time. Then you run into a skeleton. You know, there's a bunch of other Castlevania games I could have played. I don't know why I decided to sit on, land on this one. There was something that got this game stuck in my head. Oh, there we go, potion. There was something that got this game stuck in my head, I'd say maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and I decided I was going to stream it, and I can't remember what that was. I think I might have come across... Oh no, I remember what it was. I think it might have been when I was home for Christmas, because I came across the old game box for it in the basement. That's what it was. Alright. Zombie. Zombie is one of the more annoying enemies in the Castlevania series. My newfound magical power? No, that does nothing. Maybe coming back here is going to do nothing anyway. myself a super cool wristband out of it. Hell yeah, I look like a badass now, with my cotton armband. Okay, nothing there. Yeah, there's a few other places I can check over there. Kill this guy, though. I think he drops a pretty good card, and, you know, I haven't gotten it yet. Ah, no! Please, sir, don't hurt me. You horny devil, you. And from you I get nothing. Nothing but shame and misery. Yeah, whip it real good. Oh god, I remember, this was a long time ago now, but I remember seeing something somebody threw together which was basically Whip It by Devo, except they used Simon. Like, specifically the Simon from Super Castlevania 4 in it. I think it might have been a video or something I saw on Newgrounds of all things. Remember Newgrounds? I think it's still a thing. We're going back there now. I'd say this is probably back in 2002 or 3 or something. Oh yeah, that's right, I couldn't go any further over here because wall. But I remember when they get up to the line, like step on a crack, break your mama's back, and it just shows Simon walking over this sprite of a woman from, I think, Simon's Quest, even. And he just stops mid-song, and the caption comes up, it's like, wait a minute, you're not my mama. Oh well, I'll continue breaking her back as planned. And then the song ends with him just leaping on top of her back and this whip-crack spine-breaking sound. Yes, Newgrounds. There was a lot of good stuff on Newgrounds. There was also a lot of weird, horrifying stuff on Newgrounds. I believe that might be the first place I saw salad fingers, for that matter. No, if we're talking about weird, horrifying things on the internet, that's a pretty good classic. I've been poisoned! Save me, magical elixir. I remember there was something I was actually gonna do. Because I remember there were a number of yeah, I've been in here too, haven't I? I remember there was a number of Flash games of varying quality I played on Newgrounds a lot when I was younger. If I was able to find them again, I was half tempted to actually stream some of them if I could. Because I remember there was this one kind of like tower defense game where you were holed up in a house and you had to defend against waves of zombies. And I remember I played that thing constantly. If I can find that again, I might actually see if I can stream it. But going back here was pointless because I can't actually get up there. Well, as I was. That's a knife. That's me not caring about getting poisoned, apparently, and I don't have any other antidotes handy. Well, I assume this wears off eventually. For now, I just gotta suck it up. Yeah, there we go. We're good. But yes, the olden days of my time on the internet, where I spent a lot of times on Newgrounds looking at the weirdest of shit. Another thing that reminds me of that time is actually the webcomic 8-Bit Theater, I believe it was called. It was basically this guy, Brian Clevenger, his name is. He just took a bunch of sprites from the older Final Fantasy games, and he basically retold the story of the very first in the wackiest way possible. And even though there was no personality for the original Warriors of Light, the playable characters in the first game, their personalities have been forever ruined by the personalities he gave them. So, you know, Black Mage is a murderous, demonic entity, Fighter is dumb as a brick, and incredibly too trusting, though also virtually unkillable. That kind of thing. And because I'm going off on real tangents today, apparently, he ended up doing a bunch of comic books called Atomic Robo, which were really good. I have to see if I can find the rest of those. I only got up to like the 5th story arc, I think. Atomic Robo and the Fighting Scientists of Tesladyne. Because the whole premise of that comic is that he's this robot that Nikola Tesla built back in like 1906 or something, and nobody knows how the hell he did it. He basically made artificial intelligence and a workable robot. And that robot goes on to form a foundation that fights scientific weirdness. It's very Hellboy-like, except not as serious for the most part. Leather armor. From a higher class of zombie. Alright, so where am I going? Straight on up. Another moment of respite in the save room, though. Which is the room above me. Slide on in! Baseball slide. Good show, good show. Oh good, I can kill those things in one hit now. Perfect. Nope. I don't want to get a sharp stick in the jugular right now, thank you very much. Damn it! How dare you? Keep collecting those hurts, though I don't even really need them. Mudbun! Spurts! I do not have the ability to double jump yet, so... Ow. Leave me alone, damn it! I don't wish to get mauled by spirits. It's a good thing the enemies don't hit much harder than that, because I should have been dead several times over by now. Maybe I can just stand here and rack up experience points by doing this. Yeah, sure, why not? There you go, Nathan, that's how you cheat the system. Nice to know, it seems like there can only be 4 of them on the screen at a time. Bunman! Why would a mudman need clothes? That's what I'd like to know. Dash boots! Okay, there's no, like, bestiary kind of thing here. Ouch. It'd be nice if I could see some more info on the enemies. I always love it when a game does that. Oh look, in our save room. Oh, save room, bless me with your holy recording light. So I may turn back time on my monumental fuck-ups. Amen. Ow. Oh yeah, you guys. Gremlins. Don't like you guys either. They're not weak enough to be killed by that, alas. Little hurt, big hurt. Have at thee, knave. I've already got one of those, yeah? Yeah, I do. Alright. Although, to be honest, playing this has got me really jonesing to play, Symphony of the Night, which might be another one I'll add to the Retro Sunday rota. Not right now, though. Well, obviously not right now. I'm already playing 2 different games for Retro Sunday, but some other time. I feel like I'm gonna go through a lot of the Castlevania games. So many of them are so good, though. I may even play the one where I may even play the one where you have to play as useless Richter. That's got a boss fight written all over it. I'm gonna avoid that for now. Fleeman! Oh no, they're hoppers, never mind. Hoppers are what baby fleamen grow into, if they survive that long. Mumra! Another website that I frequent quite often is TV Tropes. You can lose yourself there, like, so quickly. But one of the tropes, of course, is Clown Car Grave, and the image that they use for that is actually that enemy right there, the sarcophagus that spits out mummies. Because no matter how many mummies you destroy, there's always more that keep coming. I think the official explanation is that it's actually like a portal to the netherworld or something, and they're not actually all in that coffin. I think. I might be thinking of another game that uses the exact same enemy type. Blessed Holy Water. And that's as far as I can go, so I have to fight the boss. That was pointless. Well, let's go do it and see what happens. I love how holy water is sometimes remarkably useless and sometimes it's actually not that bad. Alright, who do we have here? Cerberus! Crap. Ow! that's an interesting trick. That's also an interesting trick. Ow. Yeah, sure, jump on top of it, that's gonna work. Thankfully, I have a potion! Damn! Why is that not hurting it? Oh shit, shit! Oh, this is going poorly. Oh, there we go. Whew. Close call. No, I would have assumed I would have gotten an item out of that. Hopefully I don't die on my way elsewhere, because then, boy, would my face be red. Double received! Another jump can be performed while in midair. You too can defy the laws of physics. With nary an explanation given. Now let's not foolishly run headlong into my death on the way out here, shall we? We need to get to the save room. Nope. Careful. Careful. Mustn't die. I get wanged in the head with a bone. That's going to be the end of this. Or a spear, or a bomb. Yo! Oh, you almost had me, my friend. Made it! Healing glowy light! All for me. Alright, so where the hell am I going now? Well, I can't go into the bottom right, I don't think, because I need something a bit better than double jump. Or do I? Nah, I'm not gonna bother right now, though. Yeah, let's go back that way, because I think I can circle back around. That might be the best way to handle this right now. And there's another door halfway up there. Is that one I can get to? Let's go all the way back to the beginning. Oh, no you don't. Well, I didn't mean to do that, but... well, whatever. Hopefully it still kills it. Yeah, this way. Kill the mommy, kill the mommy. Murder them, murder them. Look away for 1 second, I got smacked by a coffin. I wonder if there's any point to picking up extra items like cotton clothes. Ah, okay, that's all that is. And now I can double jump. Abyss stairway. Abyss! What's up here? I guess that's also part of the Abyss Stairway. Yeah, let's come back. Oh, it's that tune. I remember that tune. Yeah, so is there a door or something halfway up I can get to? Ah, look at that fella. He's taking a nap. Good for him. Good for him. Yeah, that must be it there, but... where is it? Yeah, now I've gone too high. So I wonder... although I'd say it's more likely I can slide out through that crevice and I can get behind that wall some other way. I'd say that's what it is. Well, let's not worry about that right now then. I have other fish to fry. Oh, that would have been a real cool dodge if not for the fact I slid right into another bomb. What do you get for trying to pull some sweet tricks there, Nathan? Yeah, sure. What a haphazard staircase. No, I didn't want that hurt anyway. To hell with it. Now let's keep going up. Damn. Put them in the Iron Maiden. I can't quite recall what I need to do with that, so that's gonna have to wait. Man, the bass in this song fucking slaps, don't it? As far as I can go up that way, I guess. Should I go back? No. My way is ahead. We have a path to forge. And so forth. Potions to drink, skeletons to slay. All that jazz. Ow. Spears to catch with my teeth. Yes. Oh, that's not fair. Fair or not, it happened, I guess. eyeball to see if that wall is breakable. Ouch. Cast the out gremlin. Well, that was fortunate. Leap! Heh! My tactics are greater than yours, Skeleman. I always thought that in games like this it was a real cheap tactic to just have enemies keep flying in from off screen. Audience room. Dracula loves a good audience, I guess. Ah, those are the classic candles we all know and love. Those are the X-Men we all know and love. I'm actually just above the room I started. How about that? Damn it. Yeah, that's a very saintly looking figure back there. Ow. Well, you're just as luckless as your brother. Ow. Just for the hell of it, let's go into the room where we started. Where we began the game. Because that's it right here. It's locked! Curses! Foiled again. Oh, and I can't go that way either. Well, fuck. Triumph hallway. Clinking man. Will-o-wisp. Why doth the man clink? Mind restore, what you need after a wicked, like, booze session and got a bad hangover. Those are flea men. They're much bigger in this game, I've noticed. Did not mean to throw that axe, but cool. I think I'll keep my axe, thank you. Alas, I lack the strength. I cannot push it, sir. Hey, this room looks familiar. This has been in practically every Castlevania game, this room. The entrance hallway with the pile of zombies. Watch out. Oh dear, you're tough, aren't you? I see the axe is not multi-hit in this game. That's a shame. Ooh, the cross, though! That's more like it. The ultimate power. And that's as far as I'm going. Well, I guess I need to go back up. There's nothing I can do down this way yet. Ouch. How many 50 million zombies am I going to kill by the time this is done, I wonder? Dracula's cannon fodder. That and the bats. Yeah, this way. I think I gotta go back up this way. Haha, not today, clinking man! You, though, you can hurt me. You deserve it. You've been a good clinking man. Yeah, let's go this way. Ow. Except, not, I guess, because there's nothing I can do with that. Yeah, I did need to go that way. Your aim was off, my skilla friend. Yours too. Bronze armor. Time for an upgrade. That's a mighty fine arch you got going on back there, Dracula. Mighty fine. Kinda disturbing. Is that supposed to be a cask up in there? Up in the top right of the painting? Or is that like a hunch of meat? Could be either, really. Is Dracula paying tribute to all the meat he stashes away in his walls? Can't go up there yet. Alright. You require ability to proceed. No. Pause, please. Ouch. Is that supposed to be him playing an organ in the background? Is that what that is? No, it can't be. Dracula does love him to play a little tune, I guess. it's like the painting down there, except different. There's no weird haunch of meat kind of thing on the top. Strange. There we go. Figured there'd be a save room there. The way these games usually work. Let's head down this way first, maybe. Yeah. Let's go over here. Cover all my bases, as it were. I like how the whip glows when I swing it, though. That's the glow of power, my friends. That's what happens when you whip it good, as they say. Whoosh! That was meant to be a slide. No. Oh, lightning, huh? That's a neat trick. Electric skeleton, electric slide. Whoosh. Yeah, let's go up that way. Let's see what we have up there. Okay, so that down there is the room I was just in, and I don't think my double jump is going to be good enough to get me across there, so let's go up and over, I guess. See what's up that way. Oh, no you don't. It's funny, I've been breezing through practically everything else, but Cerberus nearly killed me. The outer wall. Ouch. Also ouch. No, cross, thanks. Let me hit you. Thanks. Did that bomb just bounce off the back of my head? I automatically hit the shoulder button thinking it's like, oh, I can slide backwards like in Symphony of the Night. Nope. That's an ability I can use in this game. I haven't earned it yet. Oh, cool brain. Gee, brain, what are we going to do tonight? We're going to murder Nathan Graves. Well, I don't know why we want to do that, brain. I'm just running haphazardly through the castle. I'm honestly not paying too much attention to where I'm going. So I'm assuming Nathan's just running around going la 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 la. Are you in here, Master? Are you over there, Master? Oh crap. I fell much further than I anticipated. Found save room though. That's good. Now the question is, do I go down or do I go left? Maybe I should go to left, see if I can join up some of those sections of the map. Cartography 101. About the castle that everybody's been to before. Except, you know, it kind of changes with time, so... While everything roughly stays the same in Dracula's castle, it seems like the specific layout keeps changing. Then again, it is magical, so... You can't be trusted magic. Just a few gentle taps in the skeleton's bum with the whip, you know. Hi, where do you go? What? Oh, alright, that makes sense. We're good, we're good, we're gold. Where do I want to go now? Yeah, let's actually go up and check out that area down there. Seeing as how I've kind of ignored it. This way, I believe. Yeah, this is it. Oh yeah, that's the way I came up, doy. Ouch. And once again, my way is blocked by a rather chipped-looking stone. Curses. Can't go up there, but what's behind this door? That Iron Maiden. Okay, so there's nowhere I can go down here then. Never mind then. Oh, as I was. Whew. Yeah, I couldn't go all the way that way though, couldn't I? Yeah, let's go back to the portal and scoot my ass back over that way, I guess. Aside from the one boss I came by, it's almost as if all the other monsters aren't even trying. This one brat keeps killing us all. He's not even a Belmont. It's embarrassing. Down. can't go over that way because of that. This way then. Worth it. Yeah, let's keep going left. Oh, here's another thing that I've been watching lately that I suppose to a degree is kind of thematically appropriate, considering subject matter and stuff, I guess, but it's silly. But something I've been watching recently, and I did watch the first couple of seasons of it when it came out, was there's on Netflix there's a TV show based off of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And I've been watching it, and it's campy as hell, but honestly, it's kind of fun. Because it goes in sort of a dark direction. It's based off of the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina comics, which were pretty hardcore when they came out, actually. It's not quite as dark as that, but it gets there, it approaches it. But it seems like it has a sense of fun about what it's doing that, I don't know. It's the kind of show I enjoy yelling at, is the best way to put it. Because they just basically take as much mythology and religion as they can and they throw it at the wall, basically. And I love it when shows do that. Or anything, really, because, come to think of it, Castlevania kind of does the same thing. Especially since, depending on what continuity of Castlevania you're talking about, Dracula did all this basically despite God, but he has all these mythological beings in his castle, so... you know. Cool, what's in here? This way. Clinky man! Ow. Fleeman! Morgan Fleeman. Gordon Fleeman. I'm actually kind of dying. Maybe I should pay more attention to what I'm doing. And not just randomly throw crosses at things. Wait. Okay. And we're stuck. Maybe the monsters heard me making fun of their inability to kill me and decided, you know what, screw this guy. We need to kill him in his silly hair. Kill him dead. You know, the faces on the wall kind of remind me of stuff that you'd see in ActRaiser. That's another fun game I might have to try to do sometime. Although ActRaiser is brutally difficult if I remember correctly. I don't know if I've ever finished it. I've gotten all the way to the final boss, I know, but then I just keep getting killed if I remember right. Devil Tower. Yeah, okay, what's over here? Lightning Man! No! Nah. Cross beats all. The power of Christ compels you. Nope. Oh good, in our save room. I presume I'm gonna come across another boss soon. I feel like I've covered a lot of ground. Let's try going up first. I said no. Cross, please. Ah, damn it. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Well, I mean, I did just recently save it, so let's see what we got in here. Who do I fight now? Oh! Is this actually a necromancer, or is this supposed to be death? They just didn't call him that. 'Cause if it is, I think I may have screwed myself. Let's see. Extraordinary to be dropped into the abyss and still live. But your luck is about to run out. Get out of my way! Child, before I finish you, I will tell you some news. Have you heard the good news of our Lord and Savior, Dracula? Your precious master is already in our power. What? That old man will feed us with his soul. The rite has been prepared, and we only await the full moon. No! But it kind of looked like it was pretty full already, but alright. Like, legit, is this death? They just didn't call him that? Because if so, I feel like I'm screwed. He doesn't have a scythe though, so I might be lucky. Ouch. Honestly, I might have been better off using the axe, I don't know. Damn it! Ah! I'm really bad at reading patterns, have I ever told you that? Because I really am. I nearly avoided that. What am I doing? Why am I not using magic? I should be using magic. I don't think it's doing much of anything to him. Oh, he's dead. Oh shit, he's not! Okay, if I hang out here I might be safe. Except you can also fly off camera. That sucks. Ah! Ah! Once again, local man sucks at video games. Honestly, I'm surprised I've gotten this far in this fight. Ah! Where are you? Demon! Run, you bastard, run! Holy shit, I was going to say holy shit, I got lucky, and then that happened. Game over. Feels bad, man. Feels real bad. Tell you what, let's... Excuse me, what? Did I just... Why? I've been saving the game, right? 'Cause that's... Okay, I need to actually switch over the scene here for a minute, because there's something that's going to fully describe... This is from earlier for Retro Sunday for Mario RPG, but, you know, yeah, let's send for the man.
Enough to get me to the boiling point!
Okay, so here's the deal, right? Here's the freaking deal. I'm going to sort this out right now, but I don't know if I'm going to be playing for too much longer, okay? Alright, so bear with me. Let me just switch over to my webcam here. Alright, I have to fix a thing, because I think I might know what the problem is. Because there's a certain setting I have on my totally legal cartridge. I'm gonna say entirely that's what that is. And, yeah, that I think I may have frigged something up earlier, so... Yeah, let's just do that. Okay? Let's just do that. And I'm gonna go back in there, and I'm gonna open up the game. And we're gonna switch back over to that, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the game. And I'm gonna play it up to a save room. And I'm going to see if it's saved. That's what I'm going to do. Ignore that. That's not there. This is the thing that just popped up. Everything is hunky-dory. Everything is fine. Yes, I know. We've already read this. Can we skip it? Is my controller not? No, my controller's working. I mean, my controller has to work. There's no reason why I would have gotten into this otherwise. But I can't skip this. Crap. Oh well. Methinks this could have used a bit more testing, you know? Maybe kinda sorta. Or maybe I just had to beat the whole game in one go without dying. We crave the presence of this here fella. He's all evil and junk. So come on out already, you lazy bum, wake up. What the hell do you want? I was having a nice nap. I'm gonna bask in stuff, and things, and maybe take a bath, because it really stinks in that coffin. Well, I mean, yeah, you do kind of smell, but you're also our lord, so I kind of can't say anything about it, but you said it first, so it's fine. Indeed. Indeed. Though I lack the appropriate materials, such as full conditioner and shampoo and such, for my luscious locks here. We're preparing the bath for you right now. It's not holy water, I swear. Stop! You smelly bastard, you! You cannot be allowed to taint the water with your filthy self. You, I remember. You are the one who stopped me from bathing earlier. I don't know why this has turned into Dracula needing to clean himself, but you've aged. It is our duty to see that you're the filthy peasant you always were. Amusing. To use my nemesis's blood for my bathwater. Have an explosive bat. I bred them myself. Took a lot of trial and error. No creatures around here. Except for you. You filthy creature, you. Anyway, that's enough of this. Enough of this tomfoolery. Oh god, I'm too used to dashing around now, even in that little amount of time I had it. Okay, so I just need to find the first save room, that's all I need to do. And then I'll just force myself to die. Nathan has had enough of this chicanery. If only I could remember where the first save room was, but I'll find it. Well, that was fast. Good to know. Now I believe there was one over here somewhere. Not there, obviously, because that's a box. I will slowly plod my way through the worms and skellies and murder myself. At the appropriate juncture, of course. Nathan's kind of freaking out a little bit because he sort of remembers doing this before. It's like, but then the whole... okay, the way I'm going to frame this now is that everything I played up to this point before I died and it turns out nothing had saved, it was just some sort of weird prophetic dream that Nathan was having. And then when he finally strolls into Dracula's little coffin room and he sees Camilla and Dracula there and he's like, oh my god, it's happening, and you were there, and you were there. And yet he wasn't aware enough that he could avoid the hole in the floor. I just need to take forever to kill this guy again. Where are you, friend? Ouch. Ouch. I might die sooner than I thought. No, we're good. Everything's fine. I have a knife. Now I can run real good. Ah! Wow! I fell far. Yeah, no, I can go over that way. I just need to do it the not stupid way, yes. Hooray! Slowly regain my lost power. No, I was thinking to myself, I was like, hey, is that actually supposed to be a necromancer, or is that supposed to be death? Now I'm assuming it's supposed to be death, because only someone like him would be asshole enough to kill me so hard my game didn't save. But hey, these things happen, I guess. I've nearly got all the equipment I had when I started. Or when I died, I should say. I feel like there's one here somewhere. Is there one down here? No, that's, yeah, whatever. Like I said though, if I'm not careful, I might die anyway. And that's that. Leap! Okay, yeah, that's the room I've already been in. Let's try this way. Let's take a spear straight through the head. Or explodorate a little bit. Oh, no you don't. And I can't go there. Yeah, let's run headlong into that bastard. Oh, there's one. Alright, perfect. Okay, now comes the test. There's that thing that you're not supposed to see again. That doesn't exist. I'm gonna do it again just in case. Okay. And that popped up. I'd rather that didn't pop up, but I think that might mean it's saved? Let's find out, shall we? Come on! Kill me! Do it! Do it! Actually, you know what? The best person to kill me would be one of the Earth Demons. So let's go down and pick a fight with that guy. Hello, friend. I'm gonna make your job easy. Murder me now. I'm even gonna strip naked for you. Don't make this weird. I mean, maybe I'm making it weird, but you know what? Eh. I'm gonna show you my cool whip trick. Yeah, look at that. I spin real good. Bye, Nathan. Okay. It looks like it worked. How about that? Now, if I can set it so the totally incriminating message that shows up at the bottom of the screen doesn't show up, that'd be great, but, you know, there we are. Anyway, that's unfortunately as much of this as I'm going to be able to play now, but at least I got that much further ahead. Clearly, I jumped into this too quickly without testing it first, and that seems to be an issue that I have with a lot of things. I'm a little bit too gung-ho about things, so. Anyway. Just switch over to here. Okay, so. That's about as much of this as I'm going to be able to do tonight, but I'm glad that I managed to at least get sort of far-ish in Circle the Moon, and then lose all that progress and get a tiny bit more of it back. So, anyway, that's going to have to do it for now. Hopefully by next week I've got all that hammered out. What I'm probably going to do is I'll probably continue from this point. It's just... yeah. Yeah, I'll just start anew from there, and I'll see if I can hammer out all my other technical issues with it. So there's that. Hopefully next Sunday I'm going to be able to do the same and double up with both Super Mario RPG and this, because I would like to do them concurrently, you know? Beyond that, I've got a fairly busy week ahead of me, I believe, but I should be able to stream again on Tuesday, wherein I will dive back into Red Dead Redemption 2 and hopefully further my quest to finally finish that frigging game. I love it, but I've been playing it for too long. And hey guys, if you happen to stop by to watch, I apologize for the shakiness and the tomfuckery that is this game, and the stream itself, I suppose. And I thank you very much for, you know, doing so, stopping by and putting up with it. And hopefully I will see you fine folks next time, but until then, as always, I wish you a farewell, and I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.